This is gonna be my reaction for the new champion in Paladin, Yagra. Let's go.
I watched in horror as the maw was released. Desperation saw this realm destroyed. It was swift from the time the first village was taken to the day the last stronghold fell. It consumed everything that stood in its way until there was nothing. I saw it happen once. Not this time. United, we can change the outcome.
Change the outcome? The outcome was never in question. Your petty lies. Your useless conflicts are so small. Unite against me to be consumed together. Don't be scared. This realm will find peace at last. I am the beginning of the end. I am Yagorath, and I will consume this realm.
Okay, so this was my reaction for Yagra. I think the difference is here with Yagra comparable to the other new champions that was Vora, Tiberius, is that Yagra is gonna be very big comparable to the other champion. I think that is special. I don't know how much bigger Yagra is in size comparable to Rom, but he's gonna be a bit bigger, I think. So that is going to be very, very interesting to see a champion that is bigger than the other one in size and so on. And it's interesting also what kind of attack they will have, and so we're going to be interested to see more when they release about the champion. I can say, if I compare, much more like this champion in the design ways comparable to Vora. I think much more. I like much more this kind of champion that is very different from all the other champions. With that sense, always the other one is much more humanized in some ways. Even Tiberius, even if he is a Tigron, but he feels like more a human in some sense. This one feels like really like the evil outcast, like a dark alien theme. So that I think that's gonna be very, very nice to play Yagra, and to see more about what we. It's also very interesting what we will see for what kind of champion we will see after Yagra. I think so far the character I think it have the coolest design, and we know that Paladin can do big characters. For example, Amani's dragon. You control that dragon, so it's not totally unusual to see a big creature in Paladin that you can move yourself. For example, the dragon. So this is gonna be very cool to see. In size comparison with the Amani's dragon comparable to Yagra, how much big differences is in the size, and yeah, it's interesting to see. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how much different we will see with this character. So yeah, I look forward to play Yagra. Okay, that is everything I really want to say. Bye. Okay, this gonna be my reaction for Smite's two new, one goddess and one hero, and let's begin.
Enough! This realm can be saved. Remade. In my image. King Gilgamesh, you seek immortality, but you found only death.
Okay, so this will be yes, this is Timat and Gilgamesh is the two new heroes, a god and hero for the Babylonian pantheon, and probably the next Babylonian god maybe we'll see is Ishtar, because Ishtar is very connected with Gilgamesh. Because Ishtar, if you have read the Gilgamesh epic, you know that Ishtar is very angry at Gilgamesh because Gilgamesh didn't want to marry her, so she first attacked them. Oh, sorry. The story with Gilgamesh starts with that Gilgamesh was a very very bad king. He's half god, half human, and his mother is the cow goddess, I think. And so all of the people complain that Gilgamesh was really bad to them. He forced them. He take for every day. Sorry, every day, every woman have to sleep with him, even if that woman is married with some other man. And he forced the man to work in the field as extreme slave work, and the people complain to the gods, and the god create Enkidu, and Enkidu was defeat Gilgamesh, and then they get turn to friends, and they go on venture to the cedar forest, and then they kill a very powerful guardian of the forest that was Humbaba, because Humbaba was a guardian protector of the gods, where that god want to have revenge for that, so they want a revenge because he killed a holy creature. And then Gilgamesh meet Ishtar, and Ishtar want to marry Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh say no, Ishtar gets very angry and go to to her father, and they later on go down to release the Bull of Heaven. And Bull of Heaven was also killed of Gilgamesh, and then because they killed two holy creatures, they give Enkidu some magical poison, so he died. So then Gilgamesh tried to journey to find immortality, with some person he find immortality, but he never find immortality. So the thing I can speculate about now is that maybe we will see Ishtar as a champion, and Enkidu, because you have Gilgamesh, then we can have Enkidu. Maybe we can see Humbaba, maybe. So they gonna have a very very interesting pantheon with the Babylonian gods. So that's gonna be very very interesting to see. I hope they will do a pantheon for the rainforest gods, for example, native gods in the Amazons. I hope we will see that. We're going to be very interested to see that. But I'm very happy with this Babylonian two new gods for the Babylonian pantheon. I think that is very very nice. So I really look forward to play Timat and Gilgamesh. And obviously I also look forward to, in Paladin to play yagorath. But I like more. I'm more interested right now to play Smite because of yagorath. Sorry. I'm much more interested to play Smite because of Timat and Gilgamesh, because they are very very interesting characters. Gilgamesh is the first hero in history that was written down. Of all heroes, is the first one. Is the godfather of Hercules, Suokong, and even heroes we have today. For example, Superman. If we not have Gilgamesh, we should not have Spider-Man today. For example, so Gilgamesh is the godfather of every heroes we have today. It's the godfather. So I really look forward to play Gilgamesh. And in the trailer we see that Gilgamesh have some different symbols on his armor, and one of them was a bull. So my speculation here that maybe he can take power from a bull in some way, like maybe speed, or like for example we maybe see example as that in DC, Vixen, for example, when she touch her amulet, she can choose one animal, like a spiritual animal around her that shows her power. For example, a rhino or a leopard in speed, or an example. But that is what maybe we can see for Gilgamesh, with different amulet he have on his body means different power source. So I don't know what I must... probably Gilgamesh is the character I really want, because I a long time want to see Gilgamesh. So that is also very very cool that we get... It's with Smite that they have so huge roster of different gods from different pantheon. I think that is very nice and very rare, because normally you just see mythical or mythical based characters or fantasy from, for example, Japanese culture or European culture, for example, medieval Europe. But this is very nice that we see some Babylonian god. I think that's very very nice. I really really look forward to play these new characters, and obviously then in Paladin is yagorath. I really look forward to play. So I think in this year, in 2001, going to be a very interesting year for Paladin and Smite. So yeah, that's something I really look forward to see more of. Okay, that's everything I really want to say. Bye.
Image.
King Gilgamesh, you seek immortality, but you found only death.
Okay, just one thing. One thing that is a bit incorrect here is that Gilgamesh never ever fight against Tiamat in the story. There was the Humbaba and the Bull of Heaven that Gilgamesh and Enkidu kill. There was only two big beasts they fight. So when Tiamat was, I think it was Gilgamesh's father that fight against Tiamat. And the special thing with Tiamat is that Tiamat have feathers that she can control, and that also was because the reason why Tiamat was her downfall, because there was, I think there was Gilgamesh's father. He in some way, when Tiamat was sleeping, he takes the feathers from her wing and makes arrows of them. So when Tiamat called for his feather to back to his wing, then the arrows come and kill her, because she called also on the arrows at the same time. And that, I think there was Gilgamesh's father that was the fight against Tiamat, because Tiamat was like every story was belong to the older gods, before the new god. For example, in Greek mythology you have the is it the Titans, and obviously here you have Tiamat. So that is a bit incorrect, but I'm still glad that we have Gilgamesh. But to make it more correct, you should have Gilgamesh's father show as a new hero fighting against Tiamat. So that is a bit different. But obviously, Smite is a fantasy; it's not historical based game. So it's not we're not gonna say 100% accurate, but something it looks very very accurate to, like for example the castle. You can see if you go on to Smite's in Twitter, you see the background, you see a Babylonian castle. That is very correct in shape of the towers. They have very similar tower, for example, in Hattusha in Turkey with the Hittites. It's very similar in the building, the castles. So that is very similar, very correct in the building shape. But yeah, but I'm still very happy. So that is the last thing I really want to say. Yeah, bye.